Good morning, everyone. It's Shauna, the tax goddess. So today I want to cover, there's quite a bit of confusion, okay? I guess it is related to the SBA and the government, so that's not all that surprising that we have a ton of confusion. But I wanted to try to make things a little more clear, a little more simple about the PPP, about the employee retention credit, and about the PPP round 2, or as the SBA calls it, the second draw of the PPP loans. So let's start with the first round of the PPP. So first round of the PPP was released back in March of 2020, March, April, May, June, until the money ran out effectively on the first round of the PPP. Now, at this point, there has been easily 2,000 changes to the PPP program. Is it taxable? Is it not taxable? Who can apply? Who cannot apply? Does this impact the EIDL loans? Does it impact unemployment insurance? I mean, the PPP has changed 1,000,001 times since the first day that it was released. At this point in time, so today is January 19th, 7:52 a.m. Arizona. At this point in time, what you should be doing if you're a business owner, what you should be doing is, number one, reviewing the employee retention credit, the ERC. And if you haven't seen our video on that, check our YouTube channel. We've got a whole video just describing the ERC and how it works. So you should be comparing the ERC to your PPP and looking for places where the dollars are not duplicately used, okay? So for example, if you use your original round 1 PPP funds on rent, utilities, and some payroll, the employee retention credit can be used on the dollars of payroll that were not used for the PPP. Now, you'll notice that I haven't mentioned anything in here about forgiveness, okay? Basically, once you apply for forgiveness and receive forgiveness, okay, those dollars that you used on that PPP loan application for forgiveness are now locked into the PPP, meaning you cannot use those same dollars for the employee retention credit, okay? So I know that there's a lot of moving pieces here, and it's really why you want to be talking to your CPA, to your payroll company, okay? The ERC all runs through your payroll company, and of course your tax strategist. But so step one is, have you or have you not already received forgiveness on round 1 of the PPP? If you have, that's fine. What you want to be doing is looking at the dollars that were locked into round 1 of the PPP, comparing those against the different set of dollars that you might be able to use on the ERC, the employer retention credit, to determine whether or not you're going to need to do something about the employee retention credit. Now, you realize that I just said do something. You know, normally I like to be bringing you guys the details, right? How do we get the employee retention credit? How do we get our cash back for that? Again, check the employee retention credit video. But as of this morning, so again, now we're at 7:54 on January 19th, we don't know yet, okay? It was supposed to happen on the fourth quarter 9/41 for your payroll. However, a lot of the payroll companies didn't have their systems up to date. I mean, President Trump signed the new law December 27th. There wasn't a lot of time. There was like 5 days maybe before the fourth quarter 9/41 was due for the employee retention credit. So we're still in a little bit of a limbo. We're not sure if we're supposed to go back and amend the 9/41, if the payroll companies are going to charge you to do that, because of course it's really not their fault that the laws changed. Like, we really just don't know what's going on. Or whether the SBA and the IRS is going to say, please go ahead and use the Form 7200. Okay, honestly, we just don't know. So at this point, what am I going to recommend? So the first thing would be, of course, round 1, go see if you can get the forgiveness. Make sure you're comparing against the ERC. And of course, we are now moving on to second draw, or round 2 of the PPP. So I wanted to show you guys really quickly, as usual, guys, everybody is out advertising to capture you as a small business, okay? If you go into Google and type in PPP round 2, the very top ads are all going to be from banks, right? Because they're trying to get you to their banks to be able to be the heroes and get you to use their banks for the PPP loans, okay? I always recommend that you get your information from trusted sources. So either irs.gov, SBA.gov, okay, so one of the actual official websites. So today here we're going to be looking at the actual SBA website. So let me get this pulled up for you because I want to show you some of the very basic things here. So you can see right at the very top, we're looking at SBA.gov, and you can find the link. I'll make sure that the link is in the comments down below. But there's a whole section for second draw PPP loans, okay? What I love about the SBA is that they do try to make it very, very user-friendly. So if you have not already applied or started the application process for the second round of PPP funding, I would get on this as soon as possible. It originally opened, second round, as you can see here, resumed January 11th at 9 a.m. The biggest concern, to be honest with you, is when are they going to run out, right? There's only so much money that the government has allocated to this again. So we do have some specialty categories. So for example, if you have 10 employees or less, there is special money set aside for small businesses like this, okay? But the long story short is they run out, they run out, they run out. That is what it is. So the loan details on the second draw of the PPP are going to be very similar to the first draw. Really, the only major differences are who now qualifies. So here in the second draw, okay, first things first, you have to either use, you have used, or you will use the full amount from your first PPP draw, okay? And for authorized uses, obviously, they don't want you going out and buying a boat, okay? The second one is you do not have more than 300 employees. This is a change from the original one. And you need to demonstrate a 25% reduction in gross receipts between quarters 2019 and 2020. So for example, if the first quarter of 2019 you made $100,000, but the first quarter of 2020 you made $60,000, you're going to be eligible for the second draw of the PPP. So applications, okay, there is a participating lender link, okay, but I would recommend that you go back to the bank that you got your first PPP loan, right? That way you have all of your PPP, if you like them, okay, you have all of your PPP money in one place. You're only dealing with one lender. But if you don't have PPP, or you weren't eligible, or they ran out of money before you got there for the first round of PPP, you can absolutely find an SBA approved lender right here on their page. Now, you'll notice that you can only apply up and through March 31st of 2021. So we're going to be talking about this fairly frequently on our channel, of course, as there's updates and as there changes. But I would absolutely make sure that if you want the second round of PPP funding, that you go and get it as quickly as possible. So guys, as usual, I'm always here to try to bring you as much information as I can. Right now, what you need to be thinking about is, have you forgiven, or do you want to forgive round one of the PPP? That's actually a question, okay? Have you looked into the employee retention credit, the ERC, with your payroll company, with your CPA, and with your tax strategist? And then of course here, if you want round two of the PPP funding, get on it, right? Because this is going to stop as soon as they either run out of money or they hit March 31st. I have an odd feeling they're going to run out of money first, okay? So if you have not yet started your application process, please go through this and do this as quickly as possible. So as usual, guys, if you have any questions whatsoever, you're welcome to book an appointment directly with my team, taxgoddess.com. In the top right-hand corner, I think it says book an appointment. And otherwise, keep subscribed. We'd love to have you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel and in our Facebook group, Tax Strategies That Save Entrepreneurs Thousands. So in the meantime, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to y'all later. All right, thanks. Bye.